questions you guys could always write it on the boards and whatnot, please by all means do so. Hey, I'm live. That's great. We got 7 people in the chat right now. If you're in the chat, and for all of you guys, if you're ever in the live stream chat, if you sign in with your Google Classroom name, or Google Classroom name, I'm sorry, your school email, when you type into the chat, it'll come up as your real name. And I would prefer that. If people are going to start commenting with not their real names, I'm going to kick you out of the chat. Eventually, my hope and my goal is to assign moderators. And if you're a moderator, you will have the power to do that yourself. That would be nice. But we'll figure that out when the time comes. Now, for those of you in the chat, again, I just quick. You okay?
Yeah.
Don't look at videos I'm trying to teach you.
I'm watching you, bro. What are you talking about?
Oh, you're watching me like now watching me. Oh, my goodness. This is like Inception. He's also talking on my screen. Just make sure it is muted, though. I think Lewis is turning. Oh, yeah, let's mention his name. Yes, I did. Not much. What's up with you? Hey, we'll try to keep it going. Now, I mentioned the live stream rules. We're going to try to keep to that because, again, this is what the administration is telling me. We're going to try to keep to that, obviously, within reason. Okay. Now, make sure that you have joined the Google Classroom. If you have not joined the Google Classroom, make sure that you have. I have a few people, I think 2 or 3 people who have not joined it yet. Again, for those in the stream, you probably got in here because you're already in Google Classroom. This is mathematics and sports. This is an elective. You are mostly upperclassmen. I think you're almost all upperclassmen. It's an elective that, correct me if I'm wrong, does not affect your graduation status. Fair? It's a class that it sounded interesting, and you're like, I want to see what this class is about. Yes, absolutely. Try to control yourself. Try to control yourself. I know. This class is going to be difficult considering the circumstances that we're in. This school year is going, seniors do I have? Okay. This is not what you expected for your senior year. This is not what seniors from last year expected, obviously, either. We don't know what's going to happen this school year. We don't know if they're going to shut everything down tomorrow. When I say shut everything down, I mean going full virtual. Okay. In fact, I believe I saw an article yesterday. There are 4 levels of disease outbreak in which Ocean County moved from the low level, number 1, up to the 2nd level, moderate. It's nothing yet, but I also heard that one third of all New Jersey schools are going full virtual or are already going full virtual. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. But I'm going to be here, and I'm going to teach, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to be with you every step of the way. It's a very stressed out time. I have a dad that is 81 years old. He is in the target range for this disease. It is scary. It is absolutely scary. I have a personal friend whose dad almost died from this. I'm sure some of you already have stories of people already having passed or having gotten incredibly sick. This is a scary time. It is. But again, I'm going to be here with you every step of the way. School related. We're going to keep moving forward. You ever seen Meet the Robinsons?
Yeah.
You just nod yes.
No, I really see.
He's still talking. Yeah. I know you have, just nod. There he is. It's a good movie. Keep moving forward. That was the phrase of the movie. No. Now, changes in the classroom. This is an elective class, but typically I like to teach with group work, and I like to teach with going to different places in the room, and I like to teach. I can't do any of that with this year. I can't do group work. I can't do group games like we did last year. We did like a lot of quizzes last year, right? I can't do that in groups this year. Can't do it. I can still do quizzes, but I can't do it in groups. Can't do it, unfortunately. It's going to be various changes. I'm going to try and give you as little as possible in terms of actual paper. I'm going to try and collect as little as possible in terms of actual paper. If you need something in terms of a supply, I got a bunch of stuff up here. I got paper, I got tape, I got pencils. I'm going to have eraser caps up there. You need a notebook, get a notebook. I can get you a notebook. I can get you a binder. I can get you whatever you need. But in terms of turning things in, again, most of that's going to be done electronically. Calculators. I'm going to talk a little bit about calculators when I get to my syllabus in a little bit. Calculators, I can't let you use my TI-83 calculators. I can't. They're not letting me. I have to turn them into the library, unless you have like special permission for something. But the Chromebooks, and I don't know if anybody has found it yet, and I'm going to show you that in the coming class periods, but the Chromebooks do come equipped with an TI-84 application, which is nice, especially in this class with the calculations that we are going to be doing. Oh, it's going to be so exciting. We're going to be doing some pretty intense calculations. It's going to be awesome. No? Just saying. What do you think the mathematics of sports was going to be? All right. That we're just going to play fantasy football. Interesting. That's probably like 5% of what we're doing just in the first marking period. Oh, you'll see. It's way more than that. It's way more than that. Let me give you a small snippet of information, okay? Small snippet of information. If you were to compare two players, let's say from the history of baseball. Are you familiar with baseball? Okay. What sport are you familiar with? Football. Okay. Let's compare two players from the annals of football history. Let's talk Jim Brown, okay, versus Joe Montana. Who was the better football player?
Montana.
Whoa. I forgot I was on live stream. I apologize. Here's the reason why that question is flawed, though. Here's the why that question is flawed. I'm comparing Jim Brown, who only played for 9 years during the 1950s and 60s. By the way, won like 7 or 8 championships, mind you. Was the most dominant running back of his time. Versus Joe Montana, who played in the 80s, won 4 Super Bowls as a quarterback, completely different position, but was playing in a system that was designed to protect quarterbacks. You're comparing apples and oranges. It's a subjective statement. There has to be a better way of going about things. I'm going to teach you how to do that kind of stuff. Now, obviously, that's an impossible question. But, for example, if I were to compare 2 hitters in baseball, 2 hitters who are both outfielders, who are both playing in the same year, now we can compare something. We'll get there. Dude, I am so pumped. See, the thing is, like, when I took over this class, I spent the vast majority of my childhood not listening to music in the car. We did not listen to music in the car. My dad only listened to 660 WFAN New York, sports radio. That's all we listened to. Back in 1995, it was 95 or 96, my dad and I drove 8 or 9 hours up to Cooperstown, New York with nothing but sports radio the entire time. Just saying.
Was it at least on Sunday?
I don't know. I don't remember. I was like, how old was I? I can't tell you how old I was. But still, my point is, though, I spend way too much time in sports statistics and analyzing statistics. I'm just saying. In every sport conceivable. Except for, like, cricket. I don't understand cricket. It is. It's a pretty intense sport. Anyway, back to this. Shut up. I talked about the changes in the classroom. Talked a little bit about the procedures. Again, the hallway procedures during passing time, you can only go in one direction. The bathrooms are down there. Can only, unfortunately, be one person at a time. Everything else, they're actually gonna. Have they told you what they're gonna do, like guidance in the office if they need you? For the most part, if they can do it, they're not gonna call you down. They're gonna come here. I know, bad words. Let's try to avoid the bad words in my classroom. Yeah, I keep looking back at. Yeah. All right. Just saying. Now, in-class procedures. When you come into my classroom every day, there should be some kind of an instruction or warm-up on the board. I'm going to avoid trying to do paper. It's going to be on the board mainly for you to get or to do. I should erase this code. This code is going to be different from later. In terms of turning things in, not everything, 90% of the stuff should be online. Google Classroom and all that fun stuff. Furthermore, there is no official textbook for this class. There is no official textbook for this class. This class is actually an experimental thing that was designed about 4 or 5 years ago by some professors at Stockton University. And Liston picked it up, and he wasn't able to do it this year, and he suggested me, because I am nuts when it comes to numbers and statistics and whatnot. It's going to be so great. I'm just saying. I was thinking about the subjective argument as to who is the best of all time. I was talking to a student in the previous class period about who the best pitcher of all time was. And I mentioned the name Sandy Koufax. And he's like, oh, Sandy Koufax, oh, he didn't have the longevity. He only played for 8 or 9 years. And I'm like, yeah, he played for 8 or 9 years during the most competitive era of all time, the 1960s, where I don't think you had any back-to-back champions other than the Yankees in 61, 62. Dude won, I think, 3 World Series, 4 Cy Youngs, and he did it up to a point where he hurt his arm and his body kind of fell apart on him. Now imagine Sandy Koufax, but pitching today with all of our modern medical technology. Tommy John surgery didn't even exist back in the 60s. By the way, you know why they call it Tommy John surgery?
It's Tommy John.
It's Tommy John, yeah. Shut up. Anyway, I'm going to bring up my syllabus. I'm going to bring up my syllabus so you see what's going on with this. Now, at 9:50, this syllabus is going to be made available to you on Google Classroom. Please keep that in mind. The assignment, I got to write you a thing. Because unfortunately, in years past, I'd like to use objects for my passes, but because of the circumstances of cleanliness, they won't allow me to do that. So I do have to write a pass. Amir, right? Yeah. I taught your brother, right? Yeah, we talked last year.
Oh, really?
Didn't we talk last year about it? About Saeed?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah. See, I remember stuff. And I call the screen. Yep. And when you get back, just toss it in the garbage because I'm not going to reuse any passes like that. Anyway, talk about my syllabus. Obviously, my email. Email me. Email me if you have a question. Everything's going to be done electronically. This class is being graded like a CP class, just so you know. This class is being graded like a CP math class. Obviously, there's no such thing as benchmarks in this elective class. Thankfully, it's a half-year class, which means you'll get a final exam. Were you surprised? Anyway, you'll get a final exam in January. Majors and minors, yes, they do make up 80% of the class. And yes, unfortunately, most of it is going to be online. So please keep that in mind. Classwork participation is going to be graded twice the marking period. I'm going to get into more details of that when I get to the participation section. Have a notebook for this class. There are going to be various things that I'm going to have you jot down and do scratch work on, and I'm going to need you to have that. Chromebooks as well, if you have them, that would be great. Otherwise, I don't know how you're going to do these intense calculations in your head. It's going to be weird. But of course, calculators cannot be provided, but the apps are on the Chromebook. Have an organized notebook for this class. And again, here's the deal. I said this to Probstat, and I'm saying it to you. I understand what it means to be in a senior elective. It's like, I just want to fill my schedule. I want something that's interesting. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. Is the information that I'm going to be presenting to you somewhat difficult, mathematically speaking? Yeah, of course it is. But oh my gosh, it is going to be oh so interesting from my perspective. Like for those of you who have had me before, you know how much I love math. You do not know how much I love the statistics of sports. Just saying. Anyway, I'm excited. Classroom assignments, they will be on Google Classroom. Of course, there'll be due dates for various things. The syllabus is going to be a classwork participation grade, which means it's going to be ungraded. The reason why it's ungraded is, hold on.
Please excuse the interruption. Any freshman, any crewmate
They're calling people
that has
Chromebooks.
not gotten a Chromebook yet, please report to the cafeteria at this time. Please make sure you have ID and a pencil or pen. Thank you.
So they're going to call, at some point they'll say seniors or everybody else, but they're going to do freshmen first and work their way up. Where was I with this? Right. Classroom participation is only going to be graded twice a marking period. So I'm going to look in Google Classroom and see, did you actually do it? Was it late? And I can determine a grade based on that. Warm-ups, they'll be on the board when you come in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just as a side note, I'm hearing music now for some reason. I'm hearing music now for some reason. Let's not have a problem with that. I haven't even gotten to my... It's coming back in. Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, though, guys, let's not be distracted. Let us not be distracted. Yes, electronics are going to be a big thing this year. And yes, on the Chromebooks, I guarantee you people are going to have various windows open on their screen, which are not going to be related to the class. I get that. I'm going to say, hey, don't do that crap. That's disrespectful. Just saying. Now, in terms of testing, quizzes, majors, minors, I don't do pop assessments. I'm not going to surprise you with anything. I will always give you the heads up before one is to show up. And yes, we do have to have a minimum number of majors and minors as we did last year. I do not know exactly what that number is yet. We'll find out. Attending my class. Now I want to talk about this. Today is Thursday, right? So on Wednesdays, you guys will have this class, but you won't be in the school, right? Cool. On Wednesdays, you, in this class right now, will be assigned enrichment activities on Google Classroom, which will be based on the material from the previous week. You'll see how that works. For the most part, it'll be based on the material from the previous week. Maybe I'll have you do some research on your own. For the students who are showing up on Wednesday, they will have the same enrichment activities on Thursday. It's going to be a weird system, but we will get through it together. No worries. Let's scroll down a little bit. Attending my class. Be prepared. Have your crap. If you don't have your crap, I have stuff that you can borrow with paper and pencils and notebooks and whatnot. But make sure you have your stuff. If you're absent, now here's the thing. If you know you're going to be absent on a Thursday, for some reason, join the live stream on Wednesday. I'm going to be teaching the same lesson. If for some reason you're like, I think I might want to get a head start on whatever lesson he's teaching, sure, join the live stream on Wednesday and then get the lesson live in person on Thursday. That's up to you. But you are not required to be in both lessons. You're only really required to show up in person on that Thursday. We'll figure it out. Y'all see these signs up here? See how nice they look? Yeah. They look pretty nice, right? My wife made them.
What's that?
My wife made them.
Tell her so they look bad.
They do.
Mirror, his wife made them. Tell him he looks good. Say what? Tell him he looks good. Look good, Mr. Markey.
I'll explain. He's telling you, my wife made these signs, and he's saying, tell me that they look good.
Oh,
yeah.
He should tell him he looks good.
I mean, to be fair, I'm assuming everyone's saying that. So, yeah, I feel a little bit objectified up here. But anyway, these are my expectations for you. Listen up. If I'm talking, you're listening to my sultry voice. Respect for all, not just for each other. Yes, for each other, but also for the objects in your classroom, the Chromebooks that you're using, the desk that you're sitting in, etc. Number 3, be prepared. Have your crap. Have your stuff. You don't have lockers this year, right? Yeah. Have your stuff. Only what you need. Now, in the past, only what you need really applied to like, hey, I don't want to see the electronics. But this year's different. Because not everything, but almost everything is going to be done on these electronic devices. If you need to charge them, like I said, if you need to charge them, I got the outlets over here. By all means, use that. On topic. If I'm talking about math, we're talking about math. If I'm talking about puppy dogs, we're talking about puppy dogs. Everybody in the chat. I don't know, there are 10 people in the chat. Type in your favorite dog. I'll tell you a story. The power went out in Barnegat the other week, right? Power was out for like multiple days. I live in Meadowhall. Power was out for only 18 hours. The power's out, and I'm rocking my daughter to sleep. And I hear somebody behind my house yelling, Georgie! Georgie! I'm like, what is going on? Dude's walking through with like the flashlight on his phone, yelling Georgie. Eventually, my daughter's asleep. I sit on the couch. I'm reading a book by Headlamp. The dude shows up at my front door. Have you seen this dog? I'm looking at the dog. It was like a tiny like Pomeranian thing. I don't even know what to call it. You know. I don't know. They're tiny, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a tiny thing. I don't know. I haven't seen this dog. Weird thing was, the next morning, not a Pomeranian, but a dog, a random dog, walked up to my front door and just sat down. Yeah. I don't know where. My kids are like, a dog. I'm like, we're not keeping it. Dog eventually left. I felt bad. It was a nice looking dog.
You know what kind of dog it was?
No. I'm not good with types. Anyway, whatever. Shut up. But on topic. We're talking about math. We're talking about math. We're talking about sports. We're talking about sports. Man, sports have been weird this year. I'm in fantasy baseball right now, and the regular season's only 7 games. Or 7 weeks. Yeah, I'm in fantasy baseball with a bunch of teachers in the building.
You a Phillies fan?
No, I'm a Dodgers fan.
Oh, I got to see the Dodgers play the Phillies, and they beat us 15-2.
I mentioned my dad being 81 years old. My dad grew up in Brooklyn.
Really?
Yeah, in the 1940s and 50s. My dad was 16 years old when the Brooklyn Dodgers won in 1955. He was 16 years old. My dad would regularly walk to Dodgers games at Ebbets Field. He would walk like 3 miles just to get to the stadium. You know what I'm saying? Because Brooklyn's pretty big. But like my dad is a lifelong Dodgers fan. No, I don't have it. I think Fonseca has it because he won it last year. He won it last year. Shut up. Anyway, but yeah, my dad, huge Dodgers fan growing up. For a while in the '90s, I was a Yankees fan just because of Derek Jeter. Yeah. But no, I'm a Dodgers fan now for my dad.
I got to see Bellinger go deep twice.
And then football, Ravens. Ravens since 2008. Ravens. Joe Flacco got drafted. I got a Joe Flacco jersey. You know what I got now? Justin Tucker.
We had some.
I have a Kickers jersey.
Yeah.
I don't have it yet, dude. Lamar Jackson's a beast.
Let's go.
Yeah. What?
Some good battles. Listen.
He is. He's a video game. Yeah, I know. He's such a good guy too. I'm sorry, I'm going way off topic. No, but honestly, the statistics of what we're going to be talking about. Eventually, when we get to football, we start off with baseball. Okay. Now you.
That's a good sport.
I know. Now you mentioned football. Yes, we are going to be setting up next week a fantasy football league for the classes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No. Listen. It's going to be a little bit weird. We may or may not miss like the first week of the season. We'll figure that out next week. But the first sport topic we're going to cover is baseball. Okay. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. I know. Anyway, back to this. So, participation. Participation will be graded twice a marking period. There is a rubric for participation. Again, participation is not always raising your hand and doing that kind of thing and answering questions. Participation is focusing in on what we're doing and not getting distracted by other things and taking the notes when we need to take them and things of that nature. That's participation. Extra help. Have they told you about the after-school bus? School lets out at 12:50, right? 12:50. The after-school bus is at 2:45. Hour and 45 minutes. That's kind of difficult. I'm not going to keep people for an hour 45. So instead, I don't know how the system's going to work just yet, but I think during the week, I may offer an unrecorded Google Meet extra help for people to come in if they need that extra help or if they have questions or they need help with whatever they need. And then on Fridays, the virtual Fridays, I'm going to set up some Google Meets for extra help as well. We're going to get that done. This bottom part is your first assignment. You are to read through the syllabus in great detail. You are to take it home and have your parent or guardian read it as well. Now, I don't want them to physically sign it. I don't want this turned in physical paper. Instead, there is a Google form. Hold on, they're going to call people down.
Excuse the interruption. Again, grade 9 students with the last name beginning with I and ending in O, please report to the cafeteria. Make sure you have an ID and a pen with you. Thank you.
That's how you're going to get the Chromebook later. Yeah. But anyway, I don't want this printed out and signed physically. There's a Google form that they're going to fill out. But I have a fail-safe. There is a fail-safe. The fail-safe is at the bottom of this page. There is a request to your parent or guardian to send me an email. It can't be an email from your school one. It has to be from their email. It could be about anything. It could be introducing you, any reservations they have for the year, asking me questions regarding the class, etc. Make sure they do that. It's going to be due Tuesday. Like I said, at 9:50, yeah, around 9:50, it's going to be live on Google Classroom. Make sure you're on top of that. I've mentioned some of the material that we're going to be covering. It is going to get a bit in-depth. It's going to be great. You know what Ted Williams said the hardest thing about baseball was? Hitting a round ball with a round bat. Huh? I'm just saying, that's what Ted Williams said.
Because people always try to say baseball's so easy.
So that's what he says.
It is not. It is definitely not. No. I'm just saying. Some of the things we're going to be doing are going to go a little in depth. Obviously, conversations about things are one thing. Statistics are another. But the calculations that I'm going to put into place are entirely different. One of the first things that we're really going to be diving deep into is figuring out the value of a player. If you're familiar with the Brad Pitt movie, Moneyball, if you get the chance, watch it if you can. Okay? It's a movie about baseball. Basically, what it came down to is this. There was a time when the only teams that would win championships are ones that spent the most money. But what about those small market teams that don't have the money? How do they get the most bang for their buck? How do they get a player that is worthwhile, that is going to produce something for them when they don't have the money to spend on a Derek Jeter or an A-Rod or something like that back in the late 90s, early 2000s? So there were a couple of guys for the Oakland Athletics, Billy Beane mainly one of them, who with Peter Brandt used used material created by Bill James back in the 1970s to figure out where are these diamonds in the rough. They can put a hodgepodge island of misfit toys together to create a team that could win. And it worked for the most part. In reality, the Oakland Athletics never won a championship, but they made the playoffs some number of years in a row. So the thing is, Moneyball works on a long-run scale. Moneyball works on a 162-game schedule. It doesn't work for a 7-game series. That's why they never won. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. 1989, they beat the San Francisco Giants. That was the year there was an earthquake during the World Series. Yeah. Before that, they won 3 straight in the 70s with Reggie Jackson. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I know way too much about like the random stuff about baseball. I used to know every single World Series champion by year. Yeah. It used to. I'd probably know about 90% of them right now. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. I know. But again, this is like what I grew up with. Now it's time for a quiz. It's the Marquee quiz. For those in the chat, you're going to be able to join this quiz. Go to quizzes. For those of you in the room, if you have an electronic device that can access quizzes, please by all means do so. If you can't access the internet, we can do this on paper. See, unfortunately, it's the same one. So you won't count as the winner. Yeah. You can take it again, but you won't count as the winner. Yeah. Now, please let me know if you can't access the internet, because I do have paper to do this kind of thing. I would like you to take this Marquee quiz. When the Marquee quiz is over, when everyone has taken it, I will go over the answers with you, and we will determine a winner. let's bring this up here. Let's see. For this.
Oh, wait, I got 4 back.
Hmm.
I picked them up.
Did you really?
I picked them up before you guys saw.
Yeah, I saw. See that?
There it is. There's the code. Now, for those of you in the chat, there's probably a glare. I can't fix the glare right now. I can't fix the glare, but what I can do is write this up here. I'm trying to get OBS Studio installed on my computer. You guys know what OBS Studio is? It's a streaming software that tailors together different windows. So if I ever do like a live stream for video games, I would have the webcam, I'd have the timer, and I'd have the screen for the video game all in one screen on YouTube. But I have that on my home computer. I'm trying to get it installed here, but I have to have administrative permission to do that, which means I have to have approval to do that. It's such an easy program to use once you get to know it, but they're trying to handcuff me. But anyway, for those of you in the chat, join this thing. Use your real name. Use your real name when you join this thing. Are you guys on your phones? Are you able to get the access to the internet? Nope. Okay. That's okay. I got a paper backup. Okay. Well, it's all going to be. I'm going to go over all 10 questions. Yeah, you can. It's right down there. Yeah, it's all good. Now, if you're doing it on paper, just write down the question numbers and then the letter. Okay, don't write down the full answer. Just write down the letter, and then when we go over it, you'll be able to score yourself. Join it, you in the chat. I see you 9 of you there.
Yeah, did you? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what award in baseball doesn't get enough notoriety? The Hank Aaron Award. They have the Cy Young for the best pitcher, and that's like the best pitcher. But then they have the Hank Aaron Award for the best pitcher. But they don't get as much notoriety.
They don't.
Yeah.
We would have liked it.
Normally,
Yeah, try to get it.
Doesn't John really want it?
They also give away Golden Gloves like candy. One of the best catchers of all time. I just had this flashbulb memory of Ivan Rodriguez. He was playing, I think, for the Marlins in 2003, I think it was, when the Marlins went on that crazy run. And I think it was like the wild card round. Yeah, definitely. It wasn't against the Cubs. It was like the wild card round where like they threw a guy out at the plate and he got the ball and he got bowled over and he just stood up and just held the ball and just like stared everybody down and they won the series.
They won World Series, baby.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they beat the Yankees. That was the Levon Hernandez year.
Thank God. That was my birthday. So.
Oh, nice.
Yankees.
Yeah. So I got 11 in here, but hold on. I got what 6? Yeah, 6. I got 8 in here, 11 in here, and it says I got 8 in the chat. I don't know who else has joined or hasn't joined, but that number it's joinmyquiz.com 169736. Those are the numbers that you need to join. About to click start. All right, you do it on paper. Anyone else doing it on paper? You all got the Chromebooks. Y'all good? Cool. I'm going to click start, and then I'm going to bring up the paper copy for you. Now, the questions are in the same order. They're in the same order, so no worries there. Click. And then here is the paper copy of the market quiz. Question number 1. As of today, how old am I? And again, just write down the letter. Question number 2. What high school did Miss Markey attend? For some of these questions, I've been dropping little hints. Not all of them, for some of them. What are you looking around for? You think I have something on the wall?
Did last year.
Question 3. Where did Mr. Markey go to college? I'm slowly putting up stuff on the wall. Like I keep thinking that they're just gonna shut stuff down. You know what I'm saying?
I was not listening.
What?
I was not listening.
Oh, cool. Slowly I'm gonna put stuff on the wall. I keep thinking they're gonna shut stuff down. So, I don't know. Question 4. Where did Mr. Markey meet his wife?
Oh, I can't even ask you because there's actually a question on here.
What, if I have a wife?
No. It's the fastest you've solved the Rubik's Cube.
Oh,
That was
goodness.
literally the next question.
Goodness. Now, some of you may be asking yourself the question, why would I put this here when I've mentioned my wife multiple times, and I even mentioned that my wife made these things appear, and I'm wearing a wedding ring?
You literally said your wife made that.
I know, but think about it. Am I the type of person who would drop all of those hints and spend a lot of money on a wedding ring just to fool you on a quiz on day 1 that doesn't count?
I don't know, you're the marketing.
Would I be that diabolical? Number 5. How many what-type pets does Mr. Markey own? If you had followed my personal YouTube, you might know the answer. Question 6. How does Markey get famous on YouTube? Again, if you had followed my YouTube, you would know.
What's your YouTube?
I'll show you. Once we're done here, I'll show you.
Excuse the interruption. Grade 9 students with the last name beginning with P through Z. Please report to the cafeteria if you have not received a Chromebook. Again, you need ID and a pen. Thank you.
Question 7 was the fastest I solved the Rubik's Cube. Anybody see that Netflix documentary about the Rubik's Cube? There's a 45-minute documentary about the 2 best cubers in the world going to the 2019 World Championships. And it's really cool. I know most of the people in that documentary just because I've met them over the years. But it's a really good watch. One of the kids, his name is Max Park. He's one of the best cubers in the world. He's 18 years old. He has autism. And going to Rubik's Cube competitions and learning how to solve it faster has really helped him with his like social awareness and his
Oh,
development.
I found you.
Did I show you?
I found you.
I'll show you.
2011 Breakwater Rubik's Cube competition.
Yeah, that's one of them.
You did it in a
What sports did Mr. Martin play in high school? Question number 8.
No. No.
Yeah, my recent obsession has been the Umbrella Academy and speedrunning video games. I'll show you guys that after we're done here. Question 9, what elementary school did I attend? Yes, I did grow up in Barnegat. My parents have lived in Barnegat for 40 years.
The whole clip from you.
I got 36%.
Number 10, my favorite question. Some of you may remember, don't say it. What's my heritage? During the summer, I found a documentary on YouTube, an hour-long documentary about the hometown that my mom grew up in. And it was entirely in the language that she speaks. And she was able to translate a lot of it for me. It was great. It was fantastic just to be able to see that kind of stuff. And finally, the bonus question. Now, here's the deal with the bonus question. And I know you're obviously you're taking it on paper, but if you're within 1 month, and I did this already on quizzes. I did it on quizzes where I put alternative answers in. If you are within 1 month, you get the coin. But I want it in that format, years and months. As of today, how old's my son? So, now I'm going to go over these questions. Obviously, I mean, you're going to be grading yourself, and everyone else has their things. Let's see what the answers are. When you guys took the quizzes, it didn't tell you if you were right or wrong, right? Good. Ha-ha!
You did it blindfolded too?
Yes. My record is 3.5 minutes. Let's see, Markey quiz. Oh, let me see the scores first. Let me bring that over here.
Damn, someone got all of them right.
Yeah, he doesn't count. He doesn't count. He was in second. He was in first period, so it doesn't count. But so far, it looks like Nick Farino, 63%. Let's see if you can beat that.
And he's not even here.
There we go. Question number 1. Question number 1. As of today, how old am I?
36.
I'm 36.
Oh,
Yes.
that's one of the ones I got right.
Now, fun fact, I'm 36. My dad is 81. Think about that.
So when I had you when he was 15.
No, 40, 44, 45.
Oh, yeah.
45.
Back
But,
after
yeah.
that.
What high school did I go to? Now, I told you I grew up in Barnegat, but there was no high school in Barnegat. I went to Southern.
I picked Tom.
I think Tom's right.
You know the fun fact, the Edwards School on Route 9 used to be the Barnegat High School back in the 1950s. Edwards.
Yeah, I think that wrong.
Watch your mouth.
I haven't even got to that question yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely wrong, yeah.
Well, let's see. Oh, I'm not there yet. What college did I go to?
Chosen.
Salisbury. Let's see who's on the phone. Let's see who's in trouble. It's Mike's turn. Hey. Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Yes. No.
You did.
So,
Yeah. Got it. All right. Weird. All right. Yeah, Salisbury. That's how you pronounce it. That's how you pronounce it.
Chosen.
It's actually pronounced Tosin.
Chosen.
Yeah. They're all real. Question 4. Where did I meet my wife?
College.
you guys work together.
Junior in college.
That's what I heard.
Oh,
College.
well, let's find out. We worked together at Barnegat Rec Summer Camp.
Yeah.
I haven't worked there for 8 years, so that's the last group of kids that would even remember me. But it was Barnegat Recreation Summer Camp. How many, what type of pet was Ricky owned?
One cat.
I had 1 cat.
Let's go.
The number used to be different. That's where you go, like, all realizing the cat died. Some of you are kind of laughing at the fact that a cat died.
I hate cats.
No, you're
Question 6. I think I'm famous on YouTube, and yes, I will show you the YouTube.
Clips of people falling out of things.
Here's the thing, I do have a Rubik's Cube tutorial, but that's not how it happened.
Wait, you're actually famous on YouTube?
If you go to my channel, I have over 2,000 subscribers. I'm gonna show you. Don't worry.
He's flexing.
Yeah, I do speedrun video games, but that's not how it happened. Which TV show? It was the TV show Lost. Yes. I was getting like 15, 20,000 hits of video. At a time, yeah. That's how I got YouTube partnered. When you do YouTube partnership program, they pay you based on advertisement dollars. And they would put all of the advertisement dollars into an account. And then once it went over $100, Google would cut me a check. I recently fell out of the thing because it didn't have enough views. But we'll see. Try to build that back up. What's the fastest I've solved the Rubik's Cube?
16 seconds.
No, 32 seconds.
The world record currently for competition is 3.5 seconds. That's the world record. My personal record is 8. I say that and people are like, yeah, do it right now. Okay, so you're saying you want me to replicate the best solve I've ever done in my life right now? I average about 14.
You time it every
You would
time
definitely
you solve
so
it. You
And I what?
time it every time you solve it.
So, not every time, dude. I haven't been to a competition in like 2 years. But I've been to a ton, you know? Let's see. Question 8. What sports did I do in high school?
Bowling.
All of the above.
You definitely did bowling.
No, I was gonna say baseball, but I think all of it.
Answer is all of the above.
I know you did bowling.
No, I did bowling.
I know you said you did bowling last year.
Bowling was the one I did all the way through high school. I mainly focused on football and baseball as an underclassman.
What position did you run?
Baseball.
Baseball for the school team, I played mainly the outfield. For the rec leagues that I played, I went back and forth between like shortstop and first base.
What position did you play in football?
Football, I'm halfback. I'm not tall enough for anything else. You know, I'm not tall enough to be a quarterback. I'm not tall enough to be a linebacker. That's the only position I can really play. You know, in high school. I'm like, all right. Fun fact. For the longest time, my driver's license, it got fixed, but my driver's license said I was 5'8". I'm like, People ask me, what's put down 5'8"? I'm not, you're not 5'8". I'm like, I know. My dad told me to put down 5'8" because he said I'd grow into it. I'm 5'6 3/4. What elementary school did I attend?
Edwards.
It was definitely Edwards.
No, Edwards. Edwards.
Now, hold on. Let's do a little math here. I'm 36. I was born in 1983. Collins and Dunphy. Collins was built in 81. Dunphy was built in 79. So Edwards, Dunphy, and Collins all existed when I was in elementary school. Now, I grew up in Settlers. My parents still live there. But they redistricted by the time that I went to elementary school, so I went to Collins.
I don't know the history of Barnegat. Right? I didn't know that.
My parents still live in Settlers. 40 years. I know. Whether you want to believe it or not, the answer is indeed Irish and Puerto Rican. I'm 50-50. Not very well. My mom married an Irish Catholic guy from Brooklyn. You really think he was going to let the kids learn Spanish in the house?
Yeah.
I'm being honest. You know? But no, one of my sisters did learn how to speak it fluently, but that was through school. My mom can still speak fluently, clearly. It's her first language, you know? In fact, like one time, I was in like high school and we were in the mall and I like hit her around a corner and I scared her. And she was embarrassed because I scared her in public. But she yelled at me. She yelled, "Ah, I've been running a Hamba." Like, what? That was just her natural reaction was to yell at me in Spanish, you know? So I thought, like, it's her first language. That's what she thinks of, you know? Sure. Chris's mom. I know most of the phrases for "I'm here so I can hit you" or, you know, "shut your mouth" or, you know, just junk like that.
It's like my house.
No,
My mom doesn't understand.
and that bonus question was actually number 11 as of today holds Miss Markey's son.
I put 9 years, 12 months.
6 months. No, 6 years, 7.
Now, fun fact, my son is, we live in Manahawkin, but he's attending Ethel Jacobson Elementary on LBI. It's fantastic. Can you imagine going to elementary school, driving over that bridge every morning? So beautiful. 10 kids in his class total. 10. He's going back all 5 days. So excited. He's going into the first grade. He is 6 years. And remember, you had to be within 1 month.
Come on, say.
6 years and 5 months.
Yo, I got it. I said 4.
So you should have counted. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
So, how many points did you get, though? I mean,
2.
So, it looks like Nick Guarino is the winner. Is he in the chat right now? Let's see if he's in the chat. Oh, there he is. So, Nick G is the winner. Collect your air. High five when I see you. There he is. Awesome. Hold on. Who's it calling down now?
Excuse the interruption. Grade 10 students with the last name beginning with A through H. If you did not receive a Chromebook, please report to the cafeteria at this time. Don't forget your ID and a pen.
Okay, so let me show you something here. Before I turn off the live stream, I want to show this to everybody. This is my school YouTube account. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, God. I think I broke the desk. Anyway, this is the school YouTube account, my school YouTube account. What's going to happen here is these videos are going to be quote unquote unlisted, but I'm going to put the link into Google Classroom. But the playlists are going to be public, meaning that after the stream is done, I am going to organize the videos into playlists. So you would have Math with Sports playlist, and all those videos will be there. Now, on the video itself, it's going to be organized by, and you can see it right here, I'll click on one right here. I won't actually play it though. but you can see how I'm organizing them. I'm going to put the date, the day of the week, the period, and the name of the class. So you can easily see which one you need to watch. If you ever need to rewatch a lesson, if you're absent, anything like that, you can always go check out those live streams, subscribe, do that whole thing. I have 11 subscribers so far. That's pretty good. Good. But then if you go to my personal page, you can see right there, I'm actually subscribed to myself.
Wow.
There is my personal YouTube page. You can see right there. Over 2,000 subscribers.
You play Marvel.
What?
Like your picture, why is the picture of a bow?
That's a cat.
No, no, like the smaller picture.
Oh, yeah, that's a bow tie.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. Yeah. So you can see most of my videos today have focused on either the Umbrella Academy or speedrunning video games. Right now, I'm actually doing a Let's Play with my son. My son and I are going through Mario Sunshine together. You can see the two of us right there. He's a huge video game fan. But we're going through Mario Sunshine. We're almost done. We just need 3 more shines, and then we can beat the game. It's going to be fantastic. But I do speedrun video games as well, random ones.
Did you grow out your beard?
At one point, yeah. Look, I'll scroll down.
Hold on, I look like Daniel Bryan.
What a reference.
You know who that is?
Yeah, of course. I have the network.
If your hair was just longer at the top, so you would look
But
exactly.
then if you go down a bit farther, there's all the live streaming I did in the spring, but I'm putting all of that now on my personal page. What I was doing in the spring, you see how like most of my videos are with my hands? I had built this contraption to, oh, he says, may I leave? Aiden, do you have a pass? Anyway. You really think I'm serious? Anyway, I built this contraption out of PVC piping where I would like have my phone kind of sitting on the top of it, and I would film what I was doing. It was fantastic because, think about it, in the spring, I guarantee you had some teachers that you never like saw them or heard them, right? Never saw them, never heard them. It was basically watch this video, do this worksheet, you know, and there was no interaction. I needed the interaction. I needed it. I really did need it. You were in all of those.
Right?
Yeah, the other 2 ones.
I needed that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you were hanging out.
Fast.
Yeah. Some kids would just randomly show up. He says, no, but I have to use the bathroom. Anyway, but yeah, this is my personal page. But if you scroll down a bit farther, you'll see eventually the lost videos. They're my cat videos. They're my lost videos, and you can see like, where is it? Yeah, those videos would be getting, look at the number of views they got. They were doing pretty well.
11 years ago?
Yeah, that's when I hit my fame. But then there's also the Derek Show, if you're interested. You can look at that. I'm trying to find the video that has the most views on it. I believe it's the cat video. There it is.
No, YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh, no way.
for this.
So, that's why I want a cat, because they be doing.
They do this.
See, the thing is, if we get crickets in the house, they're always dead by morning because of the cat. Actually, this one died.
That's so what?
He doesn't trust the vacuum. Because it's a vacuum. Anyway.
I should be rolling at you and whatnot here.
Anyway. But, hold on, what did I open here? Oh, Mario live stream, yeah. I'm on speedrun.com, trying to get my top scores up for speedrun.com. You guys familiar with that?
Oh,
Dude, I'm into a lot of different things. You talk like Rubik's cubing, speedrunning, mathematics, sports, coin collecting, reading about history. Dude, I don't even know. I gotta pick a lane. Anyway, we have about 10 minutes left, and I wanted to set aside I said 15-20, but we ran a little late. I wanted to set aside this time to answer your questions, but I wanted to turn off the live stream first. So, Those in the live stream, if you have questions for me, you could always email me, but I'm going to turn off the live stream now. And yes, Aiden, you can use the bathroom. Ending that.